Good morning, scientists. This is Mr. Overholt with the Winston-Salem Forsyth County Schools Science Department. Hope you had a great holiday weekend. Let's go check out the outdoors. It is a warm morning, fairly cloudy outside. We got a few breaks out there, but not. I think we're going to see a lot of clouds today. Hopefully, some sun will peek out and dry up some of the moisture that we had in the last week.
Now we go to the data at Moore Magnet Elementary School thanks to WeatherLink and Davis weather stations. Currently at 68 degrees Fahrenheit. That's a warm morning. 0 miles per hour winds is light winds out there. Humidity's at 90%. We didn't have any precipitation last night. And our barometer is at 30 and 1,300 inches of mercury and rising slowly. As we saw, there were some light clouds out there. We're hoping that will clear out with the pressure increasing slowly here today, and that humidity, hopefully that will decrease as well. It's been a humid weekend. I know that because my family and I have been working outside, and it's been very, very, very humid. It's made it difficult, very uncomfortable at times. All right, so let's go ahead and look at our comparison here. We are up substantially. That's at almost 10-degree difference there. Our pressure is higher than it was on Friday. Our winds have shifted opposite. It was from the west and come to the east. And that is rare that we have that. If we look up and down our comparison chart, how many E's do we see on there? Three of them. So 3 times from the east. Most of them have been north to south and west. Be interesting to compare. So we might have to take some numbers on that one. No precipitation, mostly cloudy, some stratus clouds out there. There are some breaks in that stratus, but not very many. And it is warm and calm out there. Here's the reason why we are so warm this morning. So we know that we've got a warm front way up here at the border of Canada. If you have a warm front that far up, that means that everything behind it is warmer air. So we're getting pulled a lot of air coming up with that warm front. Now, it's a strange thing. Last week we had this big low in the middle of the United States causing us to be sitting here and causing havoc and lots of rain. And we're going to have more of that this week. But this is where this is sitting right now. So remember, the winds off of the low front are turning counterclockwise. So it's going to bring this cold front's coming here. We'll have to look at the temperatures between here and here and see what the difference are. Because that might be interesting because this is my cold air mass behind that cold front. And this is a warm air mass behind this warm front. So I'm interested to see what's happening with that. If you look at the windy, we got this L off over here by itself. That's probably a pretty weak low pressure. But let's look at the windy map because it's something very interesting there. It's telling us we're about 66 degrees. That's pretty close to where we are. We can see where that warm front is right around through here because everything's warm on the side. So if I'm in, let's go to down here and see our temperatures at 70, same latitude, other side into the colder front. So it is a almost 10-degree difference between, because this is a cold air mass and this is a warm air mass. The air, where the air is coming from matters, and that's going to have a big impact on the weather that we have. All right, so the interesting thing for me with all of this weather that we have is the pressure. Now, I've caught myself saying before that the low pressure is pulling in. Well, in fact, it is the high pressure. Look at the size of this high pressure that's sitting out here in the Atlantic. The high pressure that's sitting there. We had a high pressure up in this region last week with all that was what had us kind of stalled with our weather while we were so rainy. We've got another big high pressure sitting out in the Atlantic off to our east, and that one moves clockwise. So it's pushing our air in this direction. So we know that if I have warm air over top of an ocean, that's going to be having a lot of evaporation. So putting more moisture into the air. So that's pushing that moisture back at the United States. And this is strange for us because that, we just saw we don't have much for easterly winds. But right now we're having winds coming from the east. Usually our winds are coming from the west with some semblance of west, either northwest, southwest, or straight west. That's usually where our winds are coming from. But we've got this big high pressure that's kind of blocking and not letting things move. So just watch this big blob of high pressure as I walk through the timeline here and see how much it moves. It's still sitting in the same location, spreading out a little bit differently, but it's not moving away. We're going through, we're in Thursday now, and it still is out there in the Atlantic, same location. Get into Friday, same location. And get into Saturday. It's starting to weaken out there, but it's still in the same location. I'm curious if there's another one out there that's causing it to stay. Let's zoom out. And let's come back to today, current time. Oh, look at the size of that thing. I was just looking at this. Look at the high pressure that's all the way into Europe. All this high pressure. High pressure does the pushing. Keep that in mind. Low pressure doesn't do the pushing. Everything that gets pushed from high pressure goes to a place of low pressure. Think about this as a football game. The strongest, highest pressure is going to push the line forward. You have a weak line, they're not going to push it forward. The strong is going to push more than the low. So high pressure is going to push more than low pressure. This is a huge high pressure. This is almost like I think it's a Van Gogh painting looking over here. So it's like Starry, Starry Night. I hope I have my artist right. I'm sure I'll hear about it if I don't. So that's interesting for why that's there. So this is the low that we're talking about. Let's zoom in and look at what we're going to have happen for us this week. So here's that low that's going to be spinning and giving us the opportunity for all that precipitation. That's what's sitting there, drawing in the moisture from here. So the high is pushing to the low, so it's pushing it here. And this is drawing it in. I will say that I've said that before, and I'm going to kind of stick with that verbiage. But I don't know that remember, everything's coming because of the high pressure and pushing. All right, so let's change this to rain. Let's see what's going to happen with that one. So here's that low. It looks like it's nasty in Kansas City right now. We're going to watch us. Remember, we're going to be swatching right about here. Today, we should be good. I think we should be good today, giving us a chance to dry out some. Tomorrow morning, we see some precipitation chances coming in. We start having more. So we've got, again, some of our weather coming from the south because we've got a lot of our rain coming from there. And then we can start to see a lot of this moisture is coming in from the Gulf and coming in from the Atlantic. So it's going to be kind of rainy on and off the next couple of days. It doesn't look like anything's going to be terribly severe, but there's going to be a bunch of stuff around going all the way into Saturday morning, I believe. So we're going to have to watch all of that. But I think on Saturday we will clear out. There it is. It's clearing out of the state. So by Saturday in the afternoon, we're starting to get everything on the edge. I guess it's Sunday morning. It's gone. There we go. Sunday morning. So we're going to be on and off with some rain the rest of this week. Keep this in mind as you're watching things. We'll keep watching the rain gauge this week, see how much we can get. But we want to make sure that we're staying safe. Take care of yourself. Be healthy. And don't forget, we do science well.